what's up guys? Coming to you today with the Bespin Gambit expansion for Imperial Assault. Well, I just took the plastic wrap off, so while this is an unboxing, I don't bother you with taking the plastic wrap off. Although, that is all I did, and the cardboard still has plastic on there. So, here we go. We've got our Fantasy Flight Winter 2015 catalog, even though we're long past Winter 2015. I already know all the stuff they have, so I don't need that. We've got our rule book right here, and we've got a big old skirmish map. Well, it's not that big, but it's kind of big. And then we've got our little poster for all of the other expansions. Agent Blaze, the ISB Infiltrators, Lando, and Bosk. If you haven't checked out my other videos, I have videos for these guys also. I can link those in the comments description below. And we've got our our micro campaign here, 1, 2, 3 missions, and then the finale. So this is very similar to the Twin Shadows expansion in that it's a smaller campaign. We've got some droids here. Let's you know what? Let's open this thing. Let's thing up a little bit. We've got some X-Acto knife action right here. Right? We can open this thing up and take a look. I'm not going to punch out all the cardboard here for you, but we will take a look and see what kind of tiles we have. I think you've probably already seen some if you've been following this, but we've got kind of like our room where Han and Vader blocked Han's blaster bolts. We've got our junk droids there. We've got so plenty of all of your scenes from Bespin, from Cloud City. You know, this was the room that they were in, and where, you know, they were waiting in like the prison room, and this is Vader fighting Luke in the epic duel. We've got, you know, more just iconic scenes here. We've got tokens for Blaze, Bosk, and Lando. Surprising that the Bespin expansion doesn't come with Lando, although you can use him because it comes with a card for him and a token, but you still have to buy the Lando expansion separately. Oh, that's just like, you know, the most iconic. And of course, you know, there's our carbon freezing chamber. Good stuff, good stuff. If you don't have the cord game, you will need the cord game to play the Bespin Gambit. But, you know, that's kind of the rule for just about anything, right? All right, oh, let's bust out our miniatures here. And to look at our miniatures, we're going to start with the heroes first, and I'll show you their cards. And we can kind of draw a comparison. So, we've got Murn Rin. Murn Rin is a hammerhead with an Ithorian, yeah. And the miniature is quite good. Really detailed outfit. He or she, I don't know if this is a male or female. The dress makes me think female, but then again, plenty of cultures wear big cloaks and gowns like this. Jedi Knights wear stuff that's not that far off the mark here, but let's assume female. I think the dress and the jewelry kind of lead us to think that it's female. So I will say this is a female Ithorian. But we'll see. I'm sure this is it's probably spelled out in the campaign book. But anyway, nice miniature. All right, and now we have another lightsaber person. Now, my guy's got a bent saber. We can fix that with very, very hot water. What I do is I'll stick a pot of water in there and I'll boil it until it's like starting to simmer and just a few bubbles are forming, and then I'll just stick this thing in there, pull it out, and it goes right back to its normal molded shape. So Davith Elso looks really cool. Codename Hawkbat. So Hawkbat looks awesome. Here's his miniature. I'm glad to see, you know, another Force user. I know some people are not happy about all the other Force users, because the, you know, Jedi or, you know, lightsabers are supposed to be extremely rare. But you know what? I understand that. But this is a fun game, and it's nice if you want to be able to build a squad with multiple Force-sensitive people. Now you have that option. Okay, so first I'm going to look at some of the agenda cards here, and we're going to get to the other miniatures. We definitely are. So we've got Enhanced Interrogation. I'm just going to show you each of these cards. You can pause if you want to actually read them. Okay. And these will enhance your campaigns if you're going to play the Imperial player. And then we have evasive maneuvers. These are our other set of agenda cards here. And again, just pause if you want to read these. I've said in some of my other videos, I don't play the campaign as much. I'm typically more focused on skirmish. Although I will play some campaigns once in a while. When I do run it, I usually run it solo. And that makes it a little more difficult. Alright, so we've got some side missions. They're going to be in the book. Hostile Takeover. Cloud City Secrets. Ooh, that looks familiar. Freedom Fighters. Reclamation. What does that mean? Panic in the Streets. And Reclassified. Okay. And we've got our 2 cards for the skirmish mission. There they go. Alright. That's the stuff that I find least interesting. Now we're getting on to our character cards. So, we've got Agent Blaze. For people that are already, I've already done reviews for the extra expansions, I'm not going to talk about them too much. So, we have 2 versions of Agent Blaze, a skirmish and a campaign. He's really kind of geared towards doing some really nasty stuff to your command cards in skirmish, and he's extremely cool. We also have a Lando card, right, and a Bosk card. Now I'm really happy that Lando's finally in the game. I've said in my Lando review of the expansion pack, the ally pack for Lando, I just recently had a baby and I named my son Lando, so Lando's kind of a fan favorite of mine. He's not really my favorite, but what it is about Lando is, to me, he's just as important to the movies, or almost as important as just any of the other principal characters. So he has a big role to play, but he's usually like he's showing up at the same time Bosk shows up. Bosk had about 4 seconds of screen time. Lando was, the star, had a huge role in 2 films. So why is it that he's like, we still don't have a Black Series action figure for Lando? So I guess so frustrated that he does, that he doesn't show up in a lot of merchandising until much later. I couldn't even find a onesie for my new baby boy with Lando on it. They don't make onesies for Lando. I'm going off topic here. I apologize. Let me get back to the rest of the stuff here. Now, as I'm looking through the other cards, there are no ISB infiltrators that come with this. So that's one of the expansions that came out for this that it doesn't appear they have. So if you want to have something, if you're going to buy any expansions along with this, get the ISB infiltrators, because they don't even have cardboard for that. At least you can at least use the cardboard for Lando for your you won't be able to use it in a tournament, but yeah. All right. So before we get into that, let's go with we have some skirmish upgrades. We have this was Unshakable, and this symbol here means it can go in anything, which is really cool. Exhaust this card at the start of one of your activations and choose one of your figures with a figure cost of 9 or greater. That figure discards 1 harmful condition and suffers a strain. So, if somebody wants to stun your Darth Vader, you're like, no, he's going to kick that stun off. Very cool. And for 1 point, it's it can be a great way, especially if you're running figures that cost more than 9. You might have, a stun on a figure that's half your list. Is a big deal. So, it could be definitely very well worth it. And now a Scum and Villainy under duress. When a hostile figure suffers strain, for each resulting damage he wishes to prevent, the player controlling the figure must discard 2 command cards instead of 1. So that's nasty. And there's a lot of stuff in this wave that deals strain in a skirmish. So that's... and I love the picture there. It's perfect for it. Very cool card. It'll work really well if you're building a deck to do that. So I'm very pleased. All right. Now let's get on to the miniatures. We've got our Wing Guard. These are your Cloud City security forces, and they have Keep the Peace. When a hostile figure declares an attack targeting a space adjacent to you, if that space does not contain a friendly guardian, you may suffer a strain. If you do, the attacker suffers 1 strain. Limit 1 Keep the Peace ability used per attack. Now we get 2 of those, and an elite. So that should mean we have, and it looks like there's 3 per. This is kind of like the scum version of the Stormtrooper. So does that mean we have 6 of these minis? Let's see, there's 1, 2. Well, we should have at least 6. It could be 9. I mean, if they give you 3 cards, I would think 9. No, it looks like we only have 6. So you can field 2 generics, or an elite and a generic, but you cannot field all 9, which is, I don't know. I mean, why didn't they just give us a second red one? You know? Alright, but anyway, I'm just going to show you one. They're basically the same. Pretty cool. One of the things I like about troopers, that especially that show their face, is that I don't paint them all the same. Like one of my rebel troopers, I ended up like giving them all different skin tones, because they're from Alderaan, right? Or I imagine at least a lot of them were. And in the comics, you know, they showed in the Leia comic, they showed a lot of Alderaanian survivors, and a lot of them were very kind of like darker skinned. So the ones you see in the movie are, you know, kind of pale, and so I'm like, well, let me diversify my wing guard, and that's kind of goes along with the movie too, because heck, even in the card, you've got some options. You know, they're all 3 different appearances. So I like when you have troopers, kind of like your nameless guys that show their face, so it can make them all look a little bit different. Some multiculturalism up in Bespin, right? All right, so let's go with our Ugnaughts. Now our Ugnaughts, we only have is not a team; it's only a single guy, the Ugnaught Tinkerer. They give us the same deal: 2 basics and an elite. So let's look at the basic first. The Ugnaught Tinkerer. He's got Bleed and Pierce 1. Spot Weld. Place the Junk Droid companion in an adjacent space. Scrap Battalion. The Junk Droid readies at the start of your activation. It activates as though it was part of your group and may use your surge abilities. You know, that's these guys over here. Now I think it's just this one, but I don't know if you can use all 3. If you can do that multiple times, like if one Ugnaught can, if it's a limit of 1 Ugnaught per Junk Droid, I imagine. Well, there are 3 Ugnaught minis, so I would imagine each one can summon its own Junk Droid, but only 1 per. So we do get 3. All right, now let's look at our elite Ugnaught Tinkerer. He's got Spot Weld. Place the Junk Droid companion in an adjacent space. The Junk Droid, he's got Overclock. The Junk Droid may interrupt to perform a move or attack. So this guy, he can make his Junk Droid attack. So let's take a look at the Ugnaughts, because this is, oh, well, we dropped 1 here, so let's look at this one instead. Okay. They are pretty standard to what you would see in The Empire Strikes Back. He's holding a droid arm there, and he's got his little arc welder or hammer in his right hand. But it has a pretty good looking sculpt. Yeah, I mean, it's Fantasy Flight. It's good quality stuff, right? All right, now we need to go with. We already looked at our heroes, but we have not looked at their skirmish cards. So we've got Davith and Mern. Let's look at Mern first. Mern Rin, or Murney Rin, right? He's a leader and a spy. He can search for 2 extra damage and search for 2 accuracy. Choose a hostile figure, or false orders. Choose a hostile figure with a figure cost of 3 or less within 3 spaces. With a figure cost. Okay. Perform a move or attack with that figure. Wow, so he can make a Stormtrooper do something crazy. That's cool. And then field report. At the end of your activation, if you have more command cards in your hand than your opponent does in his, you and another friendly figure within 3 spaces may become hidden. So he can hide. So hidden is a new effect, and there's cards for that. And when we start going through all the small cards, I will show you what hidden does. Hidden is a new effect here, and it's a nice ability, and it kind of makes up for the lack of a cover system in this game. So hidden is cool. And here's Davith. All right, he's got the melee attack, the white die instead of the black, but he's got more health. Costs 6, so he's not too expensive. And he can hide for a surge ability, and he can search for Pierce 3, which is a pretty high Pierce amount. And he's got Stealthy at the start of each mission, become hidden, so he starts out hidden. Cut and Run. When you exit a space containing a hostile figure, that figure suffers 1 damage. Limit once per figure per round. So he can move through somebody. And when you move through somebody, remember it costs you an extra movement point. But yeah, when he can move through somebody, he hits him. He slices them with his lightsaber just a little bit. And then Fell Swoop for 2 surge. After this attack resolves, become hidden and move up to 2 spaces, then perform another attack limit once per round. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So he's a ninja. He's just basically a ninja. And I think he'll be really, really fun. I love his color scheme. He'll be, he won't even be that hard to paint. I think he's going to look awesome. I love the green lightsaber. So he will be fun to be as your little ninja. And, oh, there's my last little Ugnaught that fell down. Okay, so that's all of our skirmish stuff and all of our miniatures. Alright, now, what else do we have to look at? We've got all these little cards. Now, in here, we've got our command cards. We've also got, we've got our reference cards. So here's hidden. Alright, so while defending, apply -2 accuracy to the attack results. While attacking, apply a surge to the attack results. After you resolve an attack, discard this condition. So you're harder to hit, and when you come out, you get that surprise, so you get to get an extra surge, which is great. And it works really well with cards, people that can become hidden that have surge abilities. So, obviously, right? Obviously. Alright, so we got 2 new other crate cards. We've got a flash emitter, and then a turbocharger. Okay. And most of the campaign stuff I'm going to just go over real quickly. I'm not going to get into too much detail on. Oh, this is new. These are the junk droid. Oh, very cool. All right. So remember we saw that there was three different junk droids, right? Oh, no, there's only one junk droid. It's this guy. This is the junk droid. There's 2 other. There's an R5 astromech, and he's got his own stats. And then we've got a cam droid. And I'm willing to bet you that there's other things too. Oh, wow, he's hard to hit. Look at that. He's got the automatic +1 accuracy. I mean, not accuracy. He's got +2 accuracy. Automatic +1 evade. So it's almost impossible to hit this guy. Wow. There are some cards that will cancel one of those, but not many. Not many. Wow. Okay, cool. Let's see. Ooh, we got some command cards there. What else we got? All right. So we've got some reward cards here. It's these. Let's flip these over. We've got Radiant Holocron. We've got the Cam Droid. Oh, it's an accessory. That's how we get that. Lobot's Favor. Under the Radar. And Relief Effort. Okay. Some of those are cool. I love that the Cam Droid is an accessory you can get. I'm willing to bet the other droid is probably something that the Empire can get. Yeah, I don't know. I probably didn't read all of the agenda cards, but... Oh, okay, we've got these, we've got that. All right. If you want to see what kind of stuff we've got we've got a Vibro Sword, Shadow Silk Cloak, and then we're starting at the 1s, and we're going to build our way up. R5 Astromech. Yep, there he is. That's how you get him. He's a 2. Weighted Head. Sniper. Alright, yeah, that was a 2. And then now we're getting another 3s. The Sniper Scope is a 3. And then the Disruptor Pistol is a tier 3. Ooh, surge for 3 damage. That's nice. Alright. And what else we got here? Well, we've got our Imperial. Ooh, yes. Imperial Black Ops cards. I'm just going to go through these real quick. You can pause if you want to read them. All right. And then we've got our hero cards here. Man, look at that shrouded lightsaber. That was, oh, I'm jumping straight into it. All right, we're going to start off with our ninja, Davith. Yeah. So he starts with this dagger, which is good for a ninja, right? Elusive agent, covert operative. Shrouded lightsaber. That's cool. Yeah, I like that he has a guaranteed way to get his lightsaber instead of like having to do the mission to get it. And because think if you failed that mission and didn't get your lightsaber and then had to shuffle it back in there. And now we are in Mern Ren's stuff. Diplomat's blaster. Again, just pause if you want to read any of these in more detail. Alright. Last, but certainly not least, are the new command cards. Now, there's only 4? Oh. Okay, only 4 command cards here. Alright, we're going to start with our 2 generics, and we have 2 for the new heroes. Force Illusion for a Force user will use while a hostile figure is in your line of sight is attacking. The defender becomes hidden. Okay, that's good. It costs 2, but I suppose it's not so bad. Well, this is great if you know you're just at the edge of their range, then you apply -2 accuracy to it, right? So that's not too bad. You wouldn't want to use this for somebody who's shooting you at like point blank. All right, camouflage. Any figure when an attack targeting you is declared, you become hidden. Okay, so kind of similar here. All right. Now vanish. This is for Davith. Oh wow. Oh my gosh. So as an action, you cannot suffer damage or receive conditions until your next activation. At the start of your next activation, gain 4 movement points. That's insane. Wow. So yeah, you can't do any damage to me at all. Wow. All right, and Fatal Deception for Mern Ren. Use at the start of your activation. When you use false orders this round, you may choose a figure 5 or less within 5 spaces. That's potentially really damaging. 5 or less. I mean, it's still you're not going to get you're not going to get Darth Vader for that, but that's pretty nice. Okay, so that's all of our cards. That's everything in the box. That's there's plenty of new options for your campaigns here, and gosh, I have so many heroes I haven't even played through the campaign with at all yet, so one of these days I will actually run through another campaign with all of this new stuff, and it's going to be crazy. But more importantly, I have to start painting all of these guys for skirmishes, because I definitely want to do some Bosk and Lando stuff, and want to try out the Ugnaughts. I love the idea that the Ugnaughts put a droid on the battlefield. It gets an activation. It's awesome. Awesome. Lots of little Ugnaughts, little Uggy Uggs. A lot of help from the for the Green Scum and Villainy faction. They're getting a lot of stuff now. They got their own stormtroopers, basically. So I'm very happy with that. And only problem is this lightsaber. And then it's just so thin. That sort of thing is going to happen. But see, I've almost got a fix there just by doing that. But it'll go back. So I need to get it hot. Anyway, this has been the Bespin Gambit. And thank you so much, guys, for watching. And if you like this video, please leave me a like and a comment and subscribe, because I like having a lot of subscribers because it gives me invisible points that mean nothing. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Take care.